up, everybody? You're welcome to another episode of my life's journey from rags to riches. It's your boy once more. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and help me through. That's all we do so that we can grow, and achieve more things. So yes, if you remember, on the 31st of July, I told you people that we're going to talk about some of the anecdotes of my life here in Uganda. If you remember, I told you guys that I was going to leave Uganda. I'll be leaving Uganda very soon, and yes, that towards that day, in anticipation of that day, I'll be dropping videos in which I'm talking about some of the anecdotes. I'll be talking of some of the anecdotes and things that happened to me, when I was in Uganda, my life experiences, the places I went to, my time in some places and all the like. So yes, in this episode, we are going to talk about my time in KIU, Kampala International University. This was where I did my degree, and this is where I graduated with a bachelor's degree in mass communication. So we'll talk about it. So yeah, not to make too much ado about things. I came to Kampala International University in 2018. Actually, the date I was admitted was the 12th September 2018, and it was not something that I was actually prepared for. When I came here to Uganda, I was actually told that I'll come here and then maybe this will just be the place where I rest while they're doing my papers for me to go to Germany. But at the end of the day, September 2018, I just came. I remember there was the car of my guardian, Auntie Helen. She came, she parked down because I was in an apartment building. It was just one evening like that, She pulled up with the car, the apartment building. She came to my apartment. She gave me forms and told me that, listen, we have decided that you have to go to the university. So I was not even prepared. It was something that I was quite shocked that it just came out of nowhere. So at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do. So what did I do? You ask, what did I do? I filled in the form. I went to school the next day, paid the fee, because I remember it was on the 11th September that she came with the forms, and then it was on the 12th September that I went to the school. I paid the application fee. It was 90,000. I don't know how many dollars that was. $70. No, that's not $70. It's like $25. That was $25. So 90,000 Ugandan shillings. So I went, paid that, everything. Dropped my GC O level, GC A level in the morning. That was in the morning hours. Then in the evening hours, they came. They called me. They told me to come, and then I picked my admission letter that was admitted. And then I was told that the school fees is $950 US. That's the school fees for the program, because I chose mass communication. Initially, I did not even want to choose mass communication that way. Basically, what I wanted to do was creative writing, because I've always had a passion for writing. I always write. If you go through my hard drive in my computer, you will see I wrote about everything and anything that came to my mind. I would just write. So I've always had this passion for writing. But unfortunately, there was, when I asked when my auntie came on the 11th and she told me that she wanted me to go to the university, I asked her, if there's something called creative writing or literature, something that I know that has to do with writing. And I was told there was none. The only thing that I saw that was close to that was mass communication. So I decided to take that. I said, okay, since I have a passion for writing, maybe let me just take mass communication, and then we can do what we have to do with that. That was how I came to choose bachelor's degree in mass communication, because my mother told me that she's not going to accept a diploma. She's not going to accept anything less than a bachelor's degree. That she's willing to make concessions, that maybe we will not have a PhD like Harvard, the least that we need to do to get anything is have a bachelor's degree. So, that's how I applied, and then that 12th September they gave me my admission letter, and then they told me that this was it. I'm admitted for the course. So in the coming days, I came, I paid the school fees, I came and did all the registration formats. I took my registration number, it was 2018-0802370. That was my registration number for the bachelor's degree. So everything started well, but you see, like, I was not really, I came to class, I did my thing, started doing things, but I was not really that much into, the bachelor's degree at that time. I was not really much into studies. I was not really all about the studies at that point. Me, I was just more like, man, I just want to do my thing. I want to go and, I just want to work my stuff. I don't want to, I just want to do my thing. I'd already checked out of studies. To me, I was more like, I'm waiting for what they'll tell me about Germany. Because that's what they were telling me. That, you just go to university, then in the meantime, we are processing your documents for you to go to Germany. So me, I was more like, but why should I go to school now? Why can't I just wait and go to Germany? And everybody was telling me that I should just take the whole thing and then just go and do it. Unfortunately, I was so pissed about everything. I did not go to school. I was not taking school serious that time because, usually I was not really into that, and it was due to number of factors. Why was I not really into school at that point in time? Number one, I just came out from the camp. It is 6 months that I've spent in prison. To recover from prison and all of a sudden just go to school. It's not just like that. Prison is another place. You are that kind of thing. You are still dealing with the psychological fallbacks of going to prison. And then number two, I was still very homesick. I wanted to go back to Cameroon. I was never used to Uganda. I hated Uganda back then. 2018, I used to hate Uganda a lot. I was never used to Uganda. I was very homesick. I was a very homesick type of person. I wanted to go back to Cameroon. Most of my acquaintances, most of my friends, most of the people that I've been with, that I cared about, they were all in Cameroon. Uganda was just a new land. I did not know anybody. I just came here because a human rights organization decided to sponsor my trip here, and all of a sudden I'm being told that, hey, you have to go to school and do everything. So it was not just possible for me. It did not just click for me. So at the end of the day, I was not quite at ease with everything, and that's how I ended up, not taking the whole thing serious. I was just me at home. So by the time I'm just like, let me go to school, bam, I just find out that, they wrote the CATS, the continuous assessment test, they wrote the test. And they're like, if you have not written the test, you cannot write the exam. Point blank. If you have not written the test, you cannot write the exam. That was the policy of the university. So I started running helter-skelter. I was panicking, and I was contacting every lecturer that I could to give me the catch-up test. I contacted economics, my then lecturer of economics, Dr. Seka Jugo Derek. The man gave us a catch-up test. I went and I failed woefully because I was not even ready. I was not really ready for anything. I had not read his notes, I had not read his notes, nothing. I failed woefully. I failed this test woefully. It was not like I failed, maybe I was near the point. No, I failed very badly. I was managing, I just had average test here, average test there, average this thing here, average this thing here. Some tests I never even wrote. So when I was running to the HOD's office, I remember there was a Nigerian lecturer, professor. His name is Professor Ayodeji, and he's in Canada. Professor Ayodeji was the one who contacted me and told me that, listen, the way you are running helter-skelter is not good. What I will advise you to do is that rather than run for this test and writing multiple letters, apply for a dead semester. When you apply for a dead semester, you come back in January 2019, and then you just come and tackle everything. And when I considered everything, and I was just like, I was not ready for the semester this time. Let me just apply for the dead semester. And then once I've applied for the third semester, I can now come back in January fully ready to push and then just go on with my academics. For real, I was not really ready, and that's what I did. I did all the formalities. I applied, I reapplied, I paid the penalties. For the third semester and everything. They transferred 75% of my school fees to the next year. I paid the penalties for everything. I did everything that was supposed to be done, and then that December I was granted the third semester. And then that December I came to Congo Brazzaville. When I came to Congo Brazzaville, I had time to think about everything. And I remember there was one outing where my mother took us, and then she was talking about everything. And then I told my mother that, listen, this whole thing about Germany, I think we just have to cancel everything. She was like, you sure? Everything. I said, no, mom. That thing that, let me just sit here in Uganda, let me study. Let me not put my mind at Germany. Let me put my mind that I am here in Uganda and let me study. She was like, no, but we can secure you scholarship as a political refugee and everything. I said, yes, I know that everything, you want to do everything for me, but let me sit down here in Uganda and let me study. Let me sit down here in Uganda and let me study. I think that here, this is where I am. And it was that December, during that holiday in Congo Brazzaville, that I actually had the determination, and I actually prepared myself that I am coming back, and I am coming back to study, and I'm going to do very well. And then when I came back in January, I met a new class. It was no longer the old class. And when I met the new class, I was made class coordinator. That was a position that I held for 3 years. From that year 1 when my class was there to year 3 when we left, I was class coordinator at all times. I made new friends during that time. I made friends like Hassan, Okech Julius, Tege Mohammed, Kwichuka Clinton. I made friends like that, when I came back. And we were fewer in number, August 2018, we were a lot, but this January we were fewer in number, it was easy for us to work with each other and for us to get to work to work with each other for things like courseworks and everything. It was very easy for us to work with each other, and that was one thing that I liked about that January 2019 intake. My mother necessarily was not pleased about the decision. She was like, you are taking money from me. This is $950 that I have to spend on you alone, notwithstanding the amount of money that I have to spend on you for the rent. I have to send to you to pay your rent. And usually she'll have a burst like, I had everything figured out for you. I had everything figured out for you. I had connections that could have given you scholarship, and you threw everything in the trash can because you said you wanted to stay in Uganda. And when she would just do her thing, I would just keep quiet. And then when I continued in KIU, I enjoyed KIU. I won't lie to you. I enjoyed KIU. From 2019, when I focused my mind on studies, I really did well academically. I never had this stress that I used to have back in the days. I was performing very well, doing very well, scoring very good degrees when I was in KIU. And when I was in KIU, I got involved in the politics of the school. I served in so many places. I served as the representative of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences in the UN chapter, because there's a UN association. There's a UN association in the school. I served as a representative of my faculty there. I served as a chairman of the task force in my university's chapter of the National Resistance Movement. I even went as far as resurrecting the Mass Communication Students Association that was considered dead by then, and everything was going on well. In KIU, I got familiar with a lot of people. I made a lot of friends when I was in KIU. I had time to focus on my studies. I had time to apply myself to my books, and finally I was able to graduate in 2022 with my bachelor's degree. And it's something that I always consider. My time in KIU, I always consider it very precious. I always consider it very, 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 very good. KIU will forever be in my mind because KIU gave me a lot of experience. KIU opened a lot of doors to me, not just academic, but even outside academics. I was able to meet the top brass of the Ugandan regime in KIU because I affiliated myself to the NRM. I was able to meet the top brass. I was able to go to places like Kazi for the patriotism training. Thanks to KIU. So my time in KIU was very, 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 very nice because it was not just academic curricular activities, but it was also extracurricular activities. I also had a lot of experience when it came to leadership. I was able to become president of my department's association. I was able to become president. I was able to become, part of the NRM, chapter of the university. I was able to become, I was able to do a lot of things in KIU. KIU was very fun, and I will never forget when we wrote our test. When we wrote our last exam, I was kind of very, 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 very nervous about the whole thing because I was like, man, so this is the last time we are writing this exam together, so we'll be going. And everybody was like, yeah, we'll be going. And everybody was like, yes, we are going. And we wrote the exams. Once the exams was finished, we said, okay, let's take a last picture because we don't know where everybody will be going to. So let's take one big last picture. And then once we take this last picture, we can all go to our separate places, knowing that, we have taken this picture. And we took the picture. I think that's something I will show you. So yes, KIU opened a lot of doors to me. And like I told you earlier, thanks to KIU, I was able to meet a lot of top brasses of the regime in Uganda. And I will talk about that another day when I'll be discussing my time as the chairperson of the NRM. So yes, KIU has been a very good university. It was a blessing to me. Until today, whether you ask me what, I will never regret ever choosing KIU. I'll never regret ever sitting down I'll never regret sitting down and choosing to stay back and study rather than going to Germany. I don't think that I would have had the many openings, or I would have had people being receptive to me the way I was received in Uganda or treated by the people in KIU. I remember prior to coming here to KIU, I was in the University of Buea in Cameroon, my own native country. And when I was there, I was not even received that way. Every position that I was contesting for, I was literally I was never voted. People never chose me. I was never able to have any position in the university. I was never able to have any position in the university and all these things. Whereas when I came to KIU, I was able to occupy multiple positions. The only reason why I was never even able to run for the guild was because, there was no money, and then by then it was already too late to do whatever I had to do. Because my second year, that was when I held the position in. That's when I was president of the association. If I put more time, in being within the NRM, if I put more time, to the NRM in my second year, maybe I would have become a guild MP. I would have even become the flag bearer of the national resistance movement in the university. The problem was that I was not able to become that because that second year I was in my university. I was president of the mass communication, and there were a lot of things that we had to do. Literally, we had to rebuild. I think I made a movie about about how the Mass Communication Students Association was rebuilt. I even have some documents here, so I think I'll share with you people the link to the movie, or if I think I will even share the movie itself so that people should see how the Mass Communication Students Association was rebuilt. But in any case, that was for my time in KIU. I enjoyed KIU a lot. I focused on my studies. I had good lecturers, There were lecturers who really supported me. I had lecturers who supported me. I had lecturers, very good lecturers who made life simple for us, who did not make us go through unnecessary hoops. They were there to teach us the essential, ensure that we got the essential concept, and then from the exam they allowed us, to answer questions in our own way. So it was not unnecessary hoops and everything. And I would say I enjoyed my time. I don't think that if you told me maybe in the next life, if I have to accept to come again to KIU and go through what I go through, I would refuse. I would say I'll go through it again all over. And I enjoyed my time in KIU. I think KIU is a very good university. I'll personally recommend you to go there if you can. If you can, go to KIU, enroll there at KIU, and I think you will also enjoy it. So that was for my time. I think some other time I'll talk to you of my time as the president of the Mass Communication Students Association. I'll talk to you about my time in the National Resistance Movement. I'll talk to you about my time, as the faculty representative of the UN Association, the chapter in my university. I'll talk to you about a lot of things. There are a lot of anecdotes, even not just from the university, but I'll also talk to you about personal anecdotes here in Uganda, about the nightlife, my experience with the nightlife in Uganda and everything. And I hope everything is good. I think I'll talk to you about some of my dreams and what I aim to achieve, in the next years. But in any case, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help my channel, for now, this is just what I could reserve to you people for my life's journey. And I'm telling you, continue following me. You may think that the one subscribe that you're giving me here and there is doing nothing, but trust me, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when you see me, you will say that yes, you were there with me from the onset. And I promise you, if you were there with me from the onset, I will not forget you. I'll find a way to reward you in one way or the other. But in any case, please, thank you for supporting me. Continue supporting me. It was another episode of my life's journey from rags to riches. I want you to continue supporting me the way you're supporting me. Thank you very much. See you next time.